Okay, today I'm going to show you how to remove and replace an interior hood door latch for a 2005 Grand Caravan. As you can see, your door latch is right here, and if you're like mine, it's broken. And we're going to remove and replace and put in a new one. Okay, the tools needed for this job are a Torx T20 driver, a number 2 Phillips screwdriver, a flathead screwdriver or something to pry with, and possibly a pair of pliers. I'm going to remove the plastic cover cowling that's underneath the steering wheel just to give me a little more room to work and a little easier to see. It might not be necessary. You might be able to, if you want to take this off without, it just depends how much room you have here. But I'm going to take this shrouding off just because it's pretty easy. There's only 2 screws, one here and one over there. So just take your Phillips screwdriver and remove your screws. Okay, and just kind of gently move the plastic cowling. I have to wiggle it off of its where it's clipped in. Be gentle, and sometimes it just hangs there. Otherwise, you just pull off and set it to the side. Okay, and take your T20 Torx driver and remove the 2 screws. Okay, now on this hood release, for me, you can see it. Mine just broke off, and I just had a piece of tape here to hold it temporarily while I ordered a new one. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take this cover off. Okay, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this cover. I'm going to remove my tape. Now what you gotta see here, if you see here on the inside of the latch, there's the cable that runs from the hood release up to the front of the car, and this comes up. It can only go in a certain way. As you can see, there's a slot here on one side of the interior of the latch, and the cable has to line up with that latch. As you see, it lines up. Now it's just pull the cable out through the opening, and it comes out. So this is the cable right there. So we'll just leave that there for right now, and we have to pop this. Okay, now we have to pop the base plate off here and remove that. Okay, and to remove this base plate, I'm just going to take a little screwdriver here and kind of act as a little pry bar, because there's little plastic tabs in there, and they just need to just pry it out gently. There we go. And now it's hanging here. Okay. Now sometimes the easiest way to get this off, because it's kind of hard to get this off sometimes with a screwdriver trying to pry it off, I'm just going to take a pliers and break off the tab here and to get to it easier. I'm going to break off the other tab. I'm going to put a new one in anyways, so breaking off the old one doesn't matter. There we go. So there it is. Now the cable sits. Okay, now that we have the old latch off, okay, we have our nodule here and the plastic connecting part. So what we're going to do is we're going to insert the nodule into the hood release mechanism, the same as when we took it off. Remember, there's only one way. The nodule goes in the circle and the cable goes in this little slot, so we have to line it up just right so we can put it in. So we might have to turn this right side up so you can see what you're doing. And line it up accordingly. This is a little bit tricky because you might have to play with the angles here until you get it the right way. Because you have to hold the latch open with one hand and try to work with the other hand. It's not always easy. You get one end started, then you can turn the latch to where the cable meets. See where the cable meets, and then turn the latch around. A little easier to do it that way. Okay, so now that the latch is in, you'll have to turn it to where the hood release is in the front. Okay, remember? And now, as you can see here, we have the black plastic holder here. What it does is connects in here in the little space here in the hood release. So we have to kind of try to get that in. So we have to, probably the best thing to do is open the hood latch, give it the hood, and maybe that'll give us more slack to work with. So if we yank the hood. Okay, let's pop the hood here. Okay, so now I have more slack. Okay, so see, now I have more slack to work with. I can turn this latch release and then just stick it on the cable. See this? I pull it out, turn it so where the hole fits in the slot in the cable. The slot in the cable fits right in this slot. The cable fit in this slot. So now I got it in. And if we push it back, see this is graduated here, and we can push it back and then it'll lock in the middle here. So now that I got it in, I can turn it around, okay, and we can just push this in. See, now it's set. So now we can line up our holes, and one is if you look in here, when you line them up, one is just a pin that aligns it in one hole, the other with a clip that will snap in the other hole. So just line up the one pin in the one hole. Okay, it gives you alignment, and then push it until the other pin snaps. Okay. Okay, now it's snapped in. All right, so now we can just put the screws in. Okay, and there you go. You're all done. Your new hood latch will work. Be sure to shut your hood and put on the plastic cowling, and you'll be all done. Thanks for watching.